When I was 22, I started renting the downstairs apartment in my parents' house just to save money, but also have a little more privacy. Even though my parents would go away a decent amount, it still just felt like I had no privacy and couldn't even have friends or girls over in peace. The downstairs apartment is separated by a lockable door in the stairway. It was an open layout down there, with the mini kitchen being a part of the living room area. There was then my bedroom, bathroom, and laundry room down the hall, and a side entrance through the living room. This happened on a weekend that my parents were away, so I could be as loud as I wanted. I had my friends Anthony and Jay over just to shoot the shit and have a couple drinks on the couch watching the hockey game. Since my parents weren't home, we were blasting music as we chilled. I wouldn't say I got drunk, but I definitely got a buzz going by the end of the game. I would keep the door between my apartment and the upstairs unlocked when my parents were gone, since I didn't have to worry about them randomly coming down. I kept the drinks in the fridge upstairs since it was bigger and quite literally just worked better. Since my friends drove and had been drinking, both of them decided to crash at my place for the night. The couch down there was massive. It could easily sleep 3 people if they laid down the correct way. So after a pretty long night of drinking, I said goodnight and went to my room to go to sleep. I found myself waking up in my bed a few hours later. It was still the middle of the night, or early morning hours. I immediately heard what most likely woke me up. I heard footsteps from upstairs. Someone was walking around up there. It was a pretty natural assumption that it was Anthony or Jay going upstairs to check my parents' fridge for cold water or something, so I didn't let it bother me. I closed my eyes again, only to hear something else just a couple minutes later. The sound of my bedroom doorknob. Someone tried twisting it, but it was locked. I always lock my bedroom door, it's just a force of habit. I wondered why either of them were trying to come in, but I was tired and figured if I just didn't say anything and pretended to be asleep, they'd go back to sleep themselves. Maybe it sounds weird, but I just didn't have the energy to be bothered at all, and it worked. I fell asleep shortly after that. When I woke up the next morning, Anthony was already gone, but Jay was still asleep on the couch. When he heard me open the fridge door, he slowly started moving around and rubbing his eyes. I asked him if he was trying to come into my room last night, and he said no, he didn't think so, but that he didn't remember because he got pretty drunk. He and I went to a nearby deli to get some bacon, egg, and cheeses and coffee, and then we ate them in my backyard. He left not long after that, and I pretty much went about my day as usual. I didn't ask Anthony if he tried coming into my room because honestly I didn't care that much about it. It really wasn't a huge deal. I think I spent most of that Saturday